This is a story of Dave and Sharon finally living their dreams of sailing to the Caribbean and beyond. It all started with a conversation while raking leaves. Instead of being tied to one place, we decided to leave everything behind and begin a life of adventure. Our daughters were out of high school and it was time to move on. We bought a sailboat, which was an Amel Mango, and spent time getting it ready for our adventures. Join us while we share our adventures from getting the boat ready and embarking on our cruising life.
As a requirement by our insurance, I hired a captain to move the sailboat from Westport, Connecticut to Onset, Massachusetts, where we rented a mooring. The move turned out to be a comedy of errors. We got about 3/4 of the way up Long Island Sound and had to turn back. So here I am on the ferry, heading back. We never made it to the mooring up in Buzzards Bay. Had some fuel problems. Actually, I cut off the wrong thing. The captain wanted to switch tanks, and we actually had enough fuel to make it halfway across the Atlantic on that tank. Anyway, and then the starter motor burnt out because it was too old. So I got another starter motor in there, but I ran out of time to get it all bled out. We tried, and I couldn't get it going, so I'm hiring a mechanic and leaving it on a dock. Here, I'll show you. That's her right there. Way down in there. After all the mishaps, we were able to sail back to the mouth of Port Jefferson, where we paid a tow service to tow us in. They put us bow in at a resort marina gas dock. I ended up hiring a mechanic to bleed the motor, as I really didn't know diesel motors yet, had no clue how to bleed this. In the meantime, I had to return home for an appointment. After arriving home, a windstorm hit Port Jefferson with 60-mile-per-hour winds. Because the boat was bow in, she got banged up on the dock, even though I had a lot of fenders out. The boat did very well with minimum damage, mostly some gouges on the port side. Here you can see what the damage was to the boat being on. There's some behind that one too. So we got some scrapes up there. We got some railing there we need to replace. Looks like you got a couple scrapes down on the really bottom there. And right there. And everything else seems to be okay. Here we are, moving the boat up to Onset, Mass. Here's Captain Frank. Yeah, Captain Frank. Say hey, kids. Great trip. Our second attempt, as you saw from earlier. I said this time it went smoothly. It was kind of rough out in the Rhode Island section.
Well, it was Block Island Sound.
Block Island Sound. It got
a little bumpy.
Kind of bumpy last night. We motored all the way because we were into the wind the whole way, of course. And now you can see it's not the nicest day out. It's cold.
And it is a little cold.
It's cold, but we're getting her there. We finally made it to the mooring at Onset, Massachusetts. It was quite an experience getting the sailboat here. It took a couple of attempts, but Huntress is here on a mooring at Point Independence Yacht Club. What a beautiful harbor to be moored at.